Okay, good morning guys. Sean here from Cherish Tree Sawmill. Today's Thursday. We have an order of lumber that we're just waiting for the wholesaler to come and drop us off a bit of lumber. We are picking up some 6/4 material, actually some 6/4, some 8/4, and some 4/4 material that we're running a little short on, and it's going to be a while before we get, we've got some rough logs we're bringing cherry and white ash. So the white ash I can't get anymore down here for logs. So I did find a lift up north when I picked up my cedar. You see that cedar behind me. So I go about 4 hours north to get that cedar. So they did have some standing white ash up there still, which is pretty rare for Ontario because of the ash borer disease. So we used to have a lot of ash down here in southern Ontario, but that ash borer completely decimated our ash down here. And it was good to hear there's some standing ash up there, but for the most part, actually they sawed some, and they said they're not going to saw anymore. So it's probably best to let it stand, let it grow. So that's kind of probably a good thing for that area. Hopefully it'll start regenerating down here, and hopefully that borer is being killed out, because man, it devastated the ash here. So anyway, I can still get a bit of it from the wholesaler. So we're bringing in some 8/4 ash today, and then 4/4 cherry, 6/4 cherry. I do have some couple of cherry logs out in the yard that I have to cut up, but it's going to probably be about 4 or 5 months before we get them cut up, dried, and then into our racks here. So so often I use the wholesaler just to tide me over for lumber that I can't produce right away. And then the customer, when they come, they have a full selection of what they'd like. So anyway, we've got to get the forklift started here, get it ready, so when the truck comes, it will be ready to go. So we'll turn on our fuel. And try to get up here with one hand. The battery's getting weak on this thing. I'm gonna have to replace it pretty soon. I'll let that warm up. So what else we're doing today is, unfortunately yesterday, for some reason, I was running, I'm not sure what happened, but we were running our 4-sided molder, and it has been operating just fine. Now for some reason, when I was running a piece of wood through this yesterday, it caught on something that, or I shouldn't say it caught on something. This head stopped turning for some reason, and it wasn't the motor. The motor kept turning. The head itself froze for some reason. I don't know whether I was taking too big of a cut. I was just cutting cherry. There should have been no reason that head froze, but it did, and it spun. It spun the belt, brand new belt. So I basically wrecked the belt on it. I'll show you the belt. Let's go this way. Boy, beautiful morning today. Nice. The heat has left us. This is a beautiful morning, nice and cool. I have to finish trimming this piece of maple up. And I have some other pieces of maple to go with that order. They're actually in here. Let me show you guys here. So we also have an oak order that's waiting to go out. So we surfaced parts for a gentleman. So he's got those parts. He's got these short parts. I'm not sure. And then he's got this part here. That's all red oak. And then this maple here is waiting to go out with that piece you saw out in the shop. That was 14 inches. Actually, that one was 15 inches wide, and I got to cut it down to 5 feet, so 60 inches. So, but yeah, I'll show you that belt. So yeah, we spun for, I do not know why that head froze on me. You can see there the damage of the belt. So I'm hoping I can find this belt from an industrial supplier here without going through the company. I know when I ordered this belt from the company, I think it was about a $230 belt. So the lumber has come, and the truck is now gone. I'm fairly happy with the way the lumber looks. It's always a bit of a gamble when you're ordering lumber. It's supposed to be graded. It is graded to certain specifications, but sometimes those what you get when you order a lift varies quite a bit. This is the white ash. It looks pretty nice stuff. Really nice stuff, actually. And I didn't order a lot of that. We don't go through a lot of that. You can see the 4/4 cherry underneath, and then we've got some 6/4 cherry. We're just trying to build up our stock in 6/4 material. You can see we brought some maple in the last order. We had some red oak, and so our maple, our cherry will go here. This is 8/4 African mahogany. I'll probably try to move that. I don't know. The reason I put it there is because the 4/4 African mahogany is right behind it, and a lot of times that mahogany comes quite a bit wider. So we may have one 8/4 stuck in the middle of a 6/4 section. We'll see how that works out. But anyway, I called for that belt. They don't have it in stock, but they might be able to order it, or they think they can order it. They just want to see the exact belt to make sure they're going to get the right one. So I may have to take a run to Chatham there to bring that belt to them to make sure we can get that belt ordered. I'd like to get that going so we can get that machine back up and running. So, all right, guys, we'll bring the cart in here and we'll start loading this lumber up and getting it in the racks. Okay, so we got the white ash, 8/4 white ash put away, as you saw there on the time lapse. And now we're going to put away this 6/4 black cherry. Looks pretty good. That there for now. I'm just gonna pile this. I'm not piling it on the cart because it's just going right here. So I'm just gonna pick it up, and I don't know if you noticed on the time lapse, but there was a chunk of that ash that had the guys got to be more careful with the forklifts because they go in and they hit the edge of the wood. Well, I had a chunk of ash, you know, it was probably 4 or 5 inches deep that split out. That's probably was 3 or 4, probably 3 feet wide. Well, the board was like, I don't know, 6 inches maybe, and so I got over half of that that's ruined. Like that whole board is pretty much euchred. You know, and that takes the profit completely out of this. So yeah, I may have to talk to the wholesaler about that. Like they should do something about that, like refund that. But it doesn't. There's not a lot of profit in this wood. So when you get wastage like that, just by carelessness, it's no good. Not sure whether we're going to fit all this cherry in this cell or not, but we'll try to. Hopefully it does. It was I ordered 100 board feet of this, and it came in at 123 board feet. So that's another thing when you order lumber. It's just they try to hit the amount you ordered, but obviously if they want to complete the skid or something, they'll sometimes go higher. Usually they go higher, not lower. And I guess that makes sense. If you had a minimum order, they don't want you to be short. So usually it's not a problem though. Like, you know, it's not typically that much more wood, but if you get another 20 board feet of wood, I guess it's just a little more wood in inventory, which doesn't hurt, I guess. This is a big wide one. Oh, it's heavy. This stuff's too heavy for an old guy like me. Shoot. So that one's actually too wide for our cell. Yeah, that's an 11-inch wide one in my cell. Yeah, that one's gonna be too wide too, so I'll have to figure out what I'm gonna do with those ones. I don't really want to cut a really nice, this is a problem in organizing this wood. Typically a lot of hardwoods don't come that wide, but I should make the cells wider. I guess you're trying to save room on the rack, because a lot of our wood does come in 10 and under. But when you do get wide boards like this, you have to organize it. You have to put it in a spot in the shop, and you don't want things mixed around. Like, I like things organized, so I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do there, whether I move that cell over. That's gonna change the width of the next cell, which is or I create another cell or put it in another cell that's wider. So anyway, we'll have to worry about that later. This one should fit in the cell. So I'm just looking here. It looks like we have, I'm going to grab you guys, just let you know what we're looking at here. Sorry, I got to get you off the tripod. Hopefully that works. So this is what we're looking at here, guys. These are the cells that I'm talking about. And so this red oak one, we've got that at 11 inches. This hard maple one, we've got just under 11 inches. But this red black cherry is 9 inches. So I'm going to be moving this stuff, but you can see this is the wide one. So I'm 11 inches. I'm 11 inches on that other one. So this cell's really wide. It's 16 inches. That will be probably for a different poplar, maybe. Poplar comes in quite a bit wider. So this looks like a good cell for cherry. That would be 14, or even this cell at 13. I'll probably put it in this cell at 13. So we'll move that cherry. We'll move all that cherry I just moved into this cell, and then we can keep everything together without cutting these down. I don't want to cut that down and waste that wood. Nobody wants to buy a little 1.5 inch strip of wood, so we will change that right now. All right, I'll come back to you guys. Okay guys, we got that all moved into this wider cell, and now it's all together, so that's good. That'll keep that organized. I should have looked at that sooner. That would have saved me some extra work. But now we've just got to put this, that looks like really nice 4/4 cherry. That's selecting better. That looks like really nice stuff, that first layer anyway. So, okay, we'll put you guys back on a time lapse, and then I'll put this 4/4 away in the rack. Okay guys, I just wanted to stop that time lapse to kind of give you my impression. This is the first time I've ever ordered black cherry in from the wholesaler. Usually we cut our own and dry our own. However, like I said, I don't know if I mentioned that, we were getting a little low, so I wanted to bring some in just until we get more of our wood through the process of drying and getting it in the racks. So when you buy this product, this is a Select and Better product, and it's supposed to be like, color is a big thing on cherry, because the sapwood is quite a bit lighter than the heartwood. So you can see here how much lighter. Once that gets planed out, this will be almost white, where this will be a little more reddish, like the cherry color of the heartwood. Now there's a board there that's got quite a bit of sapwood. Now this wood is graded for color, and you can see that side of the board is almost all heartwood. It's just got this little streak of sapwood right here. So when you order this wood, it's supposed to be graded at 90% color, like solid color, on one side and 75% on the other. And from what I can tell in this lift, this has been pretty good. Like I would say they're meeting those standards. And actually the cherry's actually quite nice. I'm happy with this lift. It's It's not perfect. Like this, again, this is selecting better. This is the best grade of cherry they sell, because cherry does have, it's a little more prone to knots. It's got a little bit more knots on it, and then the color is difficult with the heartwood. But these little knots you see here once in a while in the wood, but for the most part, this cherry's pretty clear. You see these two boards here, they have a little knot on them right there and there. But for a whole board to have, you know, 1 or 2 knots, it's not the end of the world. It's still a lot of clear wood where our customers could cut through. So anyway, I just wanted to stop and talk about that a little bit. This is again, this is my first time bringing it in, and really the cost of me bringing it in compared to the cost of me going to get the logs, buying the logs, sawing the lumber, drying it, stacking it, air drying it in the kiln, bringing it in and sorting it. It's really touch and go whether, you know, it probably pays a bit to buy the logs, but the logs are not cheap to buy. So it's a pretty substantial cost. So anyway, the phone's ringing. I'll catch you in the next clip. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I had to take care of that phone call. We have to take advantage of any calls we get here. So we're just starting to grow this business. So we have to take care of every customer we can. So anyway, yeah, we got a guy that's planning to come take a look at our inventory tomorrow and hopefully pick up some lumber. So I finished putting the wood on the cart. However, I've got to get to Chatham to take this belt back. So they need to see this belt before they're going to order me another one. They want to make sure they get the right belt. So I'm going to lock up. I got a guy coming at 11. I think it's what time is it now? Sorry, guys. Yeah, I don't have a ton of time. It's 10 after 9, so I'm gonna put the camera down and get everything put away, lock the place up, get to Chatham to take this belt, and I'll talk to you guys when we get back. All right, we'll see you on the next clip. Okay, we're back. I had a couple customers since the last time. We had to run to Chatham with that belt. I had to leave with them. They're going to try to find me a belt to replace that one. Since then, we had a couple customers come in. One guy picked up an order and the other guy was looking for some wood. So while they were upstairs looking at our shorts, we have a bunch of shorts upstairs that people can go through and look at. So while they were doing that, I was piling this cherry into this cell. So this was the cherry we had on the cart. So it's already sitting in the retail sales cell. So right now what we're going to be doing, we're going to be surfacing the lumber for our lumber packs, and then I've got to record the video to explain what we sell, like what you can expect when you buy lumber packs. So there's no sense in me talking about that right now. You guys can watch that video if you choose to, but I'll set you up in the shop here with the time lapse, and you can kind of see us work on some of this stuff if you choose to. All right, guys, I'll set you up and we'll get back to you shortly.